Okay, your latest album, Blind Rage, came out in August. You've used Andy Sneap to produce it again.
Yeah.
Was it an easy decision after using him for the last couple of albums?
Absolutely, yeah. He feels like he's a regular at this point, and we hope we can continue working with him for the future. You know, you never know whether the schedules will always work out, but so far it's always been great working with him. And we really like Andy because he feels like he's a team member more than any producer we've ever worked with in the past.
Right. Yeah, I remember, I think it was last time he played the UK, he joined you on stage.
Yeah, that's right, he did.
Yeah. Four flying V's together.
Yeah, that was great. What was the name of that place where we played? I forgot.
Islington Academy.
Oh, the Academy there,
Yeah.
No, it was great. He's a good friend and a good lad. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously it's your 14th album. Mm-hmm. Do you find it difficult to come up with something each time that is still true to the Accept sound, but also adds something new?
It's a challenge, but it's not too hard. I mean, we've always have plenty of ideas. It's just a matter. We're trying to really concentrate on the ones that are like have that sort of instant classic feel. You know, we like it when a riff or something feels totally familiar immediately, but it's really new.
Yeah.
And that is really quite hard to do sometimes. You know, and that I think most bands in our generation or that have been around for a while with all that many albums, they struggle. You tend to struggle with it. Either it's too close to the old or it's too different, you know. But to find that happy medium is quite difficult sometimes, and there's no cure for it. You just gotta work and work until you get it.
Right. Yeah. And what's the writing process within the band? Do you all write stuff, or do you have one or two main writers?
It's Peter and myself. We've been buddies for close to 40 years now, and we've been writing all these songs and so many of them together over the years that we've got a process that works really well for us, and we're totally at ease with each other and totally honest when it comes to in that songwriting phase. So, we don't have to dance around the subject. We can just talk to each other straight, and that really speeds up the process tremendously. And Peter's a very creative guy, and the two of us always come up with plenty of stuff.
Right. So as having worked together so long, you must know how each other think as well.
Totally. We can finish each other's sentences pretty much, musically as well as literally. So it's last time on this last album we actually just wanted nothing more but a little more time to actually go through the songs and prepare the songs to where they're totally ready, and that's what we did. We spent a good 8 months writing these songs for Blind Rage, and that was much more comfortable than for Stalingrad, where we were in a serious time crunch. So we really used the time and worked hard every day pretty much, but it enabled us to sort of put away the songs. It's always great to do work on something, then put it away, don't listen to it for maybe a week or a few days or 2 weeks, and then come back to it, and you immediately know what's wrong with it or what can be improved. Where when you work on it every day, it's really hard to lose sight, and it gives you a little more objectivity when you sort of forget it a little bit and pick it up again after a while. So that was the great luxury here.
Right. And do you write the lyrics as well as the music?
No, we never write all the lyrics. What we do most of the time write is a chorus idea, because it's really all about the chorus from my perspective. So it's really we try to work on what is the hook line for the song, what is the story of the song, and what is the song about, and hopefully we can also write the chorus words already. But then we give that stuff to Mark, and he does the final version lyrics on it, and he puts his spin on the thing.
Wow.
So Peter and I write some pretty complete songs, but they're never really complete until Mark sings on them and does his thing on them.
Right, yeah. And obviously you're coming towards the end of this leg of the world tour. You've got
sort of
Moscow, Lithuania, and Estonia.
Yeah, for this year we're almost done for this year, but there's going to be a lot more to come next year. We're going to pick it back up in the States and in South America, and still have a bunch of summer festivals to do. So most of most of the next year will be spent touring on this album as well. You know.
Right, yeah. And after touring for so many years, are there still countries where you haven't played yet?
Yeah, we've just been to one, Australia. Never been there, but there's still places we'd like to go one day. China, maybe India. What else is out there? I mean, we'll probably find a few corners of the world where we haven't been yet.
Yep. Yeah. I suppose it must be. Well, places like India and China weren't really available for touring until a few years
just recently, and they're still sort of developing countries in that regard. I think, you know, and it's going to be a few years if ever it's going to be to the level where, you know, it's a regular place for bands to go there and where everything is established enough. You know, I think right now it's still a little bit of an adventure if you go to these countries.
Right. Yeah. But I suppose it's nice to do somewhere new and play to new fans.
It is. It's always remarkable how well people know our material. I mean, even in a place like Australia, we had no idea. But man, there's people who have been waiting for all these years. You know, what took you so long? Why was it 30 years? I've listened to you guys forever and ever, and it's great to see that fans really care so much about us and you know, really care for so long, for so many years.
Right. Yeah. And on the current tour, how much stuff are you playing from the new album?
You'll see tonight. We'll play actually more than the usual 2 songs. We'll actually play 6 songs of the new album, Blind Rage, 3 of Stalingrad, and 3 of Blood of the Nations. So it's 12 songs new and 11 songs old. So we actually play more new stuff than old, if you can believe that.
Right.
So
that sounds like a nice long set tonight.
It is nice and long. It's yeah. So I think there's never going to be a time where we completely phase out the old stuff, but it's getting more and more to the point where this new material is as strong, or in many fans' eyes, even stronger than anything we've ever done in the 80s. So it's good.
Yeah, and that's a real vote of confidence, because a lot of the time those old songs like Balls to the Wall,
right,
people have been listening to them for 20, 30 years.
Right.
And they know them so well that it's really hard for a new song to compete sometimes.
It is totally, and we've totally been lucky that it works, that this whole phase of Accept and the new lineup and the new material works so well with the fans that, you know, fans actually are begging for this new stuff more than the old stuff. And, you know, and a lot of fans have seen us so many times over the years that they know the old stuff so well, and they've seen it so many times they're really glad if we don't go the easy way and just play old stuff. You know, they really want to see some new stuff and hear it. So
yeah,
it works quite well.
It must be, you know, really nice for you guys, because it obviously each time you tour, you can confidently change the set list around rather than thinking, well, we'll do a Motorhead and keep 90% of the set the same, which is the old classics, and then 1 or 2 token new songs.
Right. Yeah, we didn't never wanted to do that. I mean, and we're glad that we are in the position where we can do it, because this new album has been #1 in Germany, and it's been really got some good acceptance from the fans and some higher ratings. So we thought, you know, why not give them more of the new stuff? You know, and that's because we love to play it. But at the end of the day, we do whatever the fans want us to play. You know, we don't care. This is not an ego. We're not doing the show alone or for us. We're doing it for the fans. So if the fans wouldn't want to hear it, we wouldn't play it. You know.
Yeah, I suppose you learn fairly quickly. If the fans don't like something that you're playing, you can tell.
You can tell right away. And we've been in that situation where you've got, you know, a new song thrown into the set, and all of a sudden it goes kind of quiet in the audience, and you feel that immediately. But it's not the case. It's just the opposite. It's as strong and sometimes even better than some of the stuff that's been around for ages.
Right.
So, which is great. That's a boost of confidence, you know.
Yeah.
And the fans tell us that this new era with Mark is as strong as and maybe even better than anything we've ever done in the past. So that makes us very happy.
Yeah. And when you're not on tour or writing and recording, what do you like to do to relax?
First of all, I never relax. I'm German. I work all the time. So you should know that. No, but the truth is, we work a lot, man. There's always something to do in relation. I mean, even when you're not on stage, you'd be surprised how much stuff there is to do, sort of just to keep the whole machine rolling. Mundane, everyday things like answering emails, doing things, evolving in the whole organization of things. there's tour planning for next year, interviews. There's always something to do, so we're constantly busy. And I've got a project, sort of a little solo project that I'm working on musically if I've got some free time, which is a classical album, follow-up to my solo album from 10-15 years ago. So whenever I have more than a few days off, I'll jump onto that.
Right. Yeah. And you said about the tour planning. It must be quite frustrating sometimes knowing that, well, we've got about 30 dates planned, but we can't actually tell people yet because whatever reason, contractual reasons or whatever.
Yeah. There's always a time to release it when it's all said and done, and we usually release it on the website. Yeah. Actually, the more frustrating thing is when you have an album recorded and you can't let people hear it yet because of, it gets leaked right away.
Oh, yeah.
To me, the time after that's been recorded and mixed, it's done. But then it sits there sometimes for 4 months, and you just gotta hope and pray that nobody will leak it on the internet. And this time it worked fine, fantastic. Nuclear Blast did a great job to keep the lid on everything, and so it was actually news when it was published. So, but that's a scary 4 months when you just sit there and you want to play it to people, but you can't.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.